Welcome, hello, and today I have another ink review video for you. This is a sample of Witch by Moonlight by Colorverse, and I believe this has shimmers in it, so we'll be needing to shake this up. I just need to get the lid off there, okay. We're just going to dip this in and do a quick swatch on here. Looks like we need a little more ink. This is a really pretty color. This is a nice gray so far. And gray inks are really lovely. Usually they have they're made up of other colors, so we'll see what this does. Looks like it's already starting to change. Let me put a little bit more down here, and I'm going to pop these bubbles. There we go. All right. Better rinse this off. Okay, let's write the name. Okay, and this is by Colorverse. There we go. All right, so that's how this looks so far. It's kind of a muddy gray color. We'll see how this looks when it dries. I'm going to put it under the fan. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So let's go ahead and put the lid back on this. We need to shake it up so we can do the next test. Okay, this is copy paper. And I always like to do a test on copy paper because sometimes all you have handy is some inexpensive paper. Maybe you're at work or school or something, but you still want to use your pens. So this will help you see if the ink is going to behave. All right, Witch by Moonlight. And this is by Colorverse. And I will say it's a really nice kind of a gray. It almost looks like it's having trouble deciding what color it wants to be. That's kind of neat. We'll let that dry over there. And next we're going to test this out on some HP 32. So again, we got to shake it. All right, that looks good. And HP 32 paper is just copy paper, but it is a little bit nicer. It's better quality. It has a nice smooth surface, so the ink tends to pool, and sometimes you get to see the different special effects of the ink with this paper. So I always like to test it out. It's also a really nice budget-friendly option. All right. This is HP 32. I'm going to draw some lines. And if you like these videos or if they're helpful to you all, don't forget to like and subscribe so you can see more. There we go. Okay, so let me stick this in here. Here's how that looks so far. It's another really nice gray. So we're going to see how that dries. Set that aside. And we'll go to the Tomo River paper. Oops, I almost forgot. We need to shake this first. We need to make sure that if there's any shimmers that they get dispersed well. All right. Tomo River paper always seems to, well, almost always, it shows off the properties of the ink really, really well. So I like to test it just to see what we'll find by doing these swatches. Okay. This is Tomo River. Okay. And if there are any other colors that you would like to see me review, just leave a comment, and if I have that ink or if I can get it, then we'll do a review video. All right, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and check on our swatch and see how that looks and see if it's dry, and I will be right back. All right, so here we are with the swatches. This is how it looks on the copy paper. It's definitely a pale grayish purple, but what's neat about this is even though this is just copy paper, and it also did perform really well on the copy paper, no feathering, but here in these swatches in between the purple, you can see a little bit of yellow peeking through, which I thought was interesting because usually on copy paper you don't get to see the different complexity of the color. And here where I put the name with heavier ink, you can also see some of that yellow peeking through. So this is actually a really nice color for the cheaper papers. It looks like it will perform very well, which is unusual, like I said. And then here it is on HP32 paper. So this is pretty much the same but better. So it's just like the just like this copy paper, you see a little bit of this yellow kind of peeking through, and there's also more of that shimmer. This does have a shimmer to it. Hopefully that comes through on the camera. So just like how this had shimmer and different colors peeking through, so does this, but the color is richer and it's a little bit easier to read. So it's definitely performed better on the HP32. And the shimmer is very, very subtle. This is not an in-your-face shimmer, and the shimmer doesn't seem to take over the other properties of the ink, which is nice. So if you like something a little bit more subtle, this would be a good one to go with. And then here it is on the Tomo River. So just like before, you have that yellow peeking through in the purple, and you've got this wonderful shading down here. And of course you have that shimmer, which is a little bit more subtle than what I'm used to seeing in a shimmer ink. So that's kind of nice. So it just depends on what you want. Typically in a shimmer ink, I like a little bit more shimmer than this, just because this is almost undetectable. But I think in writing, if you were to like fill out a journal with this or something, you would notice it better. I think doing these little tiny swatches, I don't think it gives the subtle shimmers a fair chance, basically. And then here's the swatch that we made. And you can see the shimmer much better in this. I'm hoping the camera is going to pick that up. But down here, especially where the ink pooled, you can see that shimmer, and it's like maybe a pinky coppery kind of a warm toned shimmer. And it's really, really pretty. And then you've got this lovely like pale gray blue purple, sorry, a pale gray purple, and all through here. And then there's little spots here where that yellow is blooming, which looks really, really pretty. And of course you got this beautiful halo shading down here and around here. And then here's the name, and you can see how the shading and the shimmer kind of work together in that yellow that peeks through the purple. Very, very pretty, complex ink. I really like this one. Very unusual. I don't think I've seen anything like this one before, so that's kind of fun. So I'll leave a link to it down below if I can find a good link for you guys. And thank you so much for watching. You have a great day.